individually owned companies that we have spent every dollar we've had building it. I mean, it's just so much. And then for what?
So this is a point that you're going to need to keep in mind. We have spent every dollar building our small companies. As if number one, nobody else that's covering boxing media is making some sort of sacrifice. She's somehow basing the amount of success that she's had and equating that with the amount of sacrifice, or I guess the amount of time that she put in, But I think it's well, you'll see. Let's listen on.
Once my benefits run out from the United States, I'm homeless. I can't pay my bills because nothing's changed.
At the risk of sounding redundant, I would.
You're already on unemployment benefits? You've been at this for how long? Right? I mean, listen, and there's no anybody that's collecting unemployment benefits. We are in the middle of a fucking economic crisis the world hasn't seen since the 1920s. But you would think Michelle Joy Phelps, with the kind of airs that she puts on, with the way, with the entitlement, you'll see the entitlement. Stick around because it gets fucking better. But with the entitlement, I mean, how long's it been? 7 weeks? Already on unemployment? Weird.
I would lean on the argument that this is a calling. I'm not going to work off the sympathy of others, certainly not promoters. They're not going to care about that. But the people who do care about you are the people who follow you, follow your content, support you, the reason you're making money.
Rahim, the people have been rejecting you for fucking years and years and years on end, and for whatever reason, they continue to fucking cram you down our throats. They give you the DAZN, they give you the DAZN job. You're fucking running, gallivanting around. Boxing one. You're the fucking worst. You went on the Joe Rogan MMA podcast. Find me. Somebody send it to me. Find me on the Joe Rogan MMA experience or podcast a fucking guest that's done worse. I've only found 2 other people that have done Radio Rahim type numbers, 680,000. Joe Rogan, you got to do a mill. If you sat a fucking jar of mayonnaise down in front of Joe Rogan, a milli.
Is because people are constantly watching your videos and watching your content and appreciating what you produce. Those are also the people that are buying pay-per-views, that are subscribing to these channels, that are supporting the sport financially. Those are the people who need to support us and say that our access is essential and journalism is a calling. Like, I don't mind this being a strainer, if you will, to weed out the people who are full of shit, that don't do this as a profession, that don't see this as a calling, that aren't willing.
How in the fuck could you in the same breath call yourself a journalist, a boxing journalist, and assume that people would believe that you could cover a PBC event, a top rank event, with the same objectivity that you would at the DAZN event, when you're running around fucking screaming boxing one at the Logan Paul fight?
To spend their money, spend their time on a consistent basis to deliver quality content. There should be way less people covering boxing, so the people who are good at it and serious about it and dedicated to it have the time to do it properly in an environment that's conducive and productive, instead of trying to elbow guys out of the way who you've never seen before and argue with motherfuckers who have 100 followers. Instead, how about the promoters?
100 followers. See, that's the crux of it, right? I would bet, because I saw the Rahim and Michelle's fucking. I mean, I can't imagine that anybody would watch it. It's abhorrent. The little podcast they're doing. Again, I don't watch this horse shit, but in my Instagram feed, I saw a 45-second little snippet of whatever the fuck it is that they were trying to do. And Rahim made some sort of a Clorox statement. At the time, Trump was all the rage. You see? So Rahim wants to let you know he knows something about politics. So he mentioned something about Clorox, and it's a play on Trump. It's not funny. He's not very funny. But I would imagine Rahim is a liberal guy. I would imagine he considers himself to be a liberal. See, you gotta pick up, because this is what you call rules for thee and not for me. I would bet Rahim would have a problem with a company like Walmart coming in and saying, hey, listen, fucking corner store bodegas, we got it from here. Right? There's not enough, you got the pandemic and this and that. We got to shut a whole bunch of shit down. We got it from here. We're much more successful at this. We've been at this much longer than you. Don't worry about it. And hey, listen, if at some point you want to get a bodega again in a few years when the economy picks up, you didn't fall that hard anyways. You didn't have shit to begin with. That's what they're saying. They're saying 100 followers, but I would guarantee you, some of these guys think guys with 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000 followers are not real journalists.
Use this as an opportunity to, as you say, observe those of us who are actually in a profession and producing content of value, and let the fans support us in this stance that we are essential, and then do our actual jobs maybe better than we've ever had an opportunity to do. Because now only those of us who do it properly will have the opportunity to do it in the first place.
Why not allow the promoters to pick people, or the PR person to pick people based off merit? Not based off some arbitrary number, because if that is the case, and we do set some arbitrary number, let's look around, right? Marcos has got like somewhere like 700,000. Well, let me make sure I'm right about this. IFL TV has 608,000 subscribers. Let's go to Fight Hub. I already know Fight Hub. It's like 700,000, right? So now we just got to find Seconds Out. Okay? We'll find Seconds Out. And let's see. Seconds Out has 437,000 subscribers. Let's check Behind the Gloves. Behind the Gloves. And the Behind the Gloves, sitting pretty at 206,000 subscribers. Now I ask you, Michelle, what if the cutoff is 250,000 subscribers? Because guess what? Of the channels that were sitting there talking, you were doing most of it. Right now Rahim's talking, but you were doing a lot of it. You are the smallest channel of the bunch. You don't look like Walmart to me. You look like Kmart, Blockbuster. And the unemployment checks will fucking start to run dry. So what if they set the limit at 250,000? You ain't making it in. Rahim will. Marcos will. Coogan will. Fight Hype will. Ellie will. You fucking won't. You still going to be willing to stand by your rules? And I know you guys haven't heard the rules yet. They're coming. But are you still going to be willing to stand by the rules that you set forth yourself? Or is it going to be at that point, oh, well, how come we don't have any women covering these events? Rules for thee, not for me. Now you want equality. That shit ain't gonna fly, Michelle. That shit ain't gonna fly, Michelle. Let's press play.
Opportunity to do it in the first place. That's the place I'm coming from. That's what promoters and networks need to support. But most importantly, that's what the fans have to back us on. Because if they don't, promoters and networks aren't going to give a shit about that. That's not something that they consider to be essential to their aspect. If we're willing to sit at home and just take what they give us and report on what they say happened at the fight.
That's what you do anyway. That's literally what the fuck it is that you do anyway.
Then all we are just little mini promoters. This is 4 boxes of little mini.
You work for the Zone.
Yeah, they do very well. But yeah, they might as well start shooting skateboard videos.
At this point, I'm going to have to start doing my news updates in bikinis to start making money. Because, damn.
At this point, I'm going to start having to do my news updates in bikinis to start making money. Are there any pictures of Michelle Phelps in a bikini online? Because I would fucking doubt that she hasn't already tried to use that revenue stream up prior to the COVID-19 tragedy, Michelle Phelps, bikini. Okay, well, no. I must have typed the wrong. It's a picture of Lucas Matisse. I probably typed the wrong thing in. Just give me a second. Michelle Phelps, bikini. Lucas Matisse again. I don't know why. It's really weird that I would type Michelle Phelps in and look twice Lucas Matisse. All right, let me try another time. One more time. Okay, it was already set. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, so you're already all over the internet in a bikini. This has already been done. You just didn't monetize it yet, so I mean, you've already laid out the blueprint, Michelle.
Like they were just sort of doing it on the weekends casually for free for somebody.
Michelle, if you already are accepting unemployment benefits fucking 7 weeks into the shit, your ass should have had a fucking job too. I mean, let's be serious. What are you, fucking 43? You should have a job, Michelle.
Not their profession. I mean, listen, God bless like everybody trying to do their best, but if we're just gonna have an honest conversation, how about the PR people take this opportunity to do their job a little better, give us an opportunity to do our job a little better. Like, let's just take this time for everybody to improve, get a chance to take a look at what we were doing. Maybe that wasn't the best way.
Maybe the PR people don't fucking like you. Maybe the PR people think you're an entitled piece of shit. And maybe this video proves it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Rahim, Radio Rahim. And that's the fucked up part too, because he tricked us. Because a fucking nerd, normally should not be able to tell you, hey, call me something cool. You know, like Nick, you can't just say, name yourself something cool and show up like that. You got to be cool. But he's a fucking nerd. So I don't know why we're still calling him Radio Rahim. That's episode 5 of the podcast.